Sorry.
You're good.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. It is your favorite doctors, as Dr. Kimberly says. It is Dr. Kimberly and Dr. Na, and it is another Hope at Halftime podcast. Dr. Kimberly, how are you doing today?
I am fantastic. Can you believe it's November already?
November, a month after your birthday.
Oh, what a glorious time. We're still celebrating. As you know, November is a time of giving thanks. And so I want to give thanks this morning. I'm excited to be here. I'm glad that we are rocking and people are really enjoying Hope at Halftime.
They really are. Want to welcome our guests. Thank you so much. Our guests, as in not our invited guests yet, but those who join us month to month and those who join us live and via replay. Dr. Kimberly, is this where you'd be the media missionary and do what you do? And
this is it, because I was doing it as you were talking. So we would like all of our guests, all of our live and replay viewers to share. Okay, grab your phone, like, tag, and share. That's what I'm doing as well. We want to make sure that everyone gets access to this amazing program this morning. And so I'm so excited because we have guests today as well. Not just you in your homes or wherever you are, but we also have some special guests we're bringing up today that Dr. Na will talk about. But again, like, tag, and share, because someone needs to hear this morning. So when you're tagging, that means tag 2 or 3 people in the comments. I want you to hit the like or the heart and then share it. Share it with your groups. Share it on your story. Share it on your page, because we are breaking down all things entrepreneurship today.
We are indeed. Thank you. I am thankful for you, ma'am. That's what I was trying to say backstage. I'm not going to say what you said, but that was what I was trying to do in this month of Thanksgiving. So I am grateful for you and this project and podcast that we have been doing.
Amen. Is that what we're doing? Is that how we're starting off today?
Yes, I'm thankful. You said it's month of Thanksgiving. I'm thankful.
You were saying that's what you were trying to get done. See, this is why we are the referees. If anybody does not know, welcome first timers. We are wearing referee shirts because we are the referee between your goal, your situations, your problems, your issues that may be keeping you from getting across the goal line. So as referees, oftentimes we have disagreements on the line, right? And we have plays and we have to go and intercede.
We got to huddle and come to agreement.
So that's what we're here to do today. We really are just people to help you, not saying that we're experts in everything, but that we are just passionate about what we do, and we want to see you go across the halftime. We want to see you go across the goal line. With victory. I'm still learning sports. We want to see you get to the end with victory.
So for those who know and those who do not know, I am in the Detroit, Michigan metropolitan area, and Dr. Kimberly is in the Tampa, Florida area. And I bring that up because fortunately the Lions won yesterday, and unfortunately Tampa Bay didn't win, but it's okay. They didn't play one another. They just didn't win, but we're hopeful. We remain hopeful. They need to come on our podcast.
As I stated, I don't know much about sports, but it's good to know that somebody was watching the game. Bless the Lord.
Our flyer says Real Life Connection. All right. So this month, November, if you knew or did not know, it's National Entrepreneurship Month. And this is the whole idea that we celebrate entrepreneurs for their role in the economy by recognizing their innovation and job creation. So we wanted to do something different this month. And instead of us doing the heavy lifting, we have invited guests, experts, entrepreneurs who are both ministry and marketplace gifts, as you and I are, Dr. Kimberly, to inspire the people today.
I'm so excited because we know that every experience, whether it's good or bad, is a stepping stone to our growth. So as entrepreneurs, many of us experience the good and the bad, and it's all a stepping stone to our growth. So I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited to hear from our guests and talk about how they have grown in different areas, right, of entrepreneurship. So I think we're going to hit it from all levels. So again, if you're an entrepreneur, if you know an entrepreneur, if you want to have a business, or you have a hobby, you ought to be tuned in, locked in right now. It's going to be a great show.
Indeed. Our podcast focus is to provide inspiration to our viewers, you all, through the stories of triumph, challenges, and growth in good and bad times from our entrepreneurs, and to remind our viewers that all experiences contribute to personal and professional development. So, Dr. Kimberly, are we ready for our guests?
We're ready, and we're going to let them introduce themselves. This is going to be amazing. Let's get it started.
Absolutely. So we welcome to the stage Erica Hall and Dr. Jeffrey Johnson. Greetings to you both.
Greetings and salutations. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
It is good. Erica, can you turn your mic up just a little? We can't hear you. We definitely want to hear you. And Dr. Johnson, we heard greetings and salutations. So let's do this. If you just start singing, Erica, or something, we might hear you when that mic goes up. But
Can you hear me?
That's a little better. That's a little better.
Okay.
That is better. Okay.
Hey, all right. Bless the Lord on myself.
Oh, we hear.
Yeah.
I like that kind of talk.
Everybody's speaking violently.
Oh my, I like that kind of talk.
We are so glad to have you both on. And so what we wanted to do, and as Dr. Kimberly already said, we started this in the midway point of the year, like last day of June, first day of July. We did a 2-part podcast. And the whole idea of hope at halftime was birthed there, that at the midway point of the year, that people can make adjustments so that they can secure victory, whatever that looks like to them before the end of the year. So every month we have committed to the last Monday morning of the month, with one exception. We did it in the evening, but we've been on just talking about topics that have been things that have been in our spirit, or things that we thought that people needed to know, or things that have been happening in society, and we wanted to speak to that. So since it was National Entrepreneurship Month, we were like, hey, let's give ourselves a rest, kind of, sort of, and let people hear other voices of people. They love us, but we want to, hear other voices and expand our network. So we are so grateful, Erica and Dr. Johnson, that you joined us today. So Erica, if you could just let us know a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do. After you do that, Dr. Johnson, you could do the same, and then we'll toss it over to Dr. Kimberly.
Okay, I'll sum it all up. Well, good morning to you, Hope at Halftime audience. Good morning, Pastor Non, Dr. Kimberly, and Pastor Dr. Johnson. I am Erica Hall, owner of EH Wealth Advisors. I'm a financial advisor, entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur. I'm always starting businesses and helping others get theirs off the ground. In addition to that, I'm also an assistant pastor at Mount Pleasant Missionary Baptist Church, where I serve with our outreach and leadership, and just am so excited to be here. I have always been an advocate of not only just financial literacy, but helping to for our community to figure out how to make the most of the resources that we have. So I've developed financial revelations, learning how to manage the things that God has put under our management. And now that has transformed into kingdom money mindset, and making sure that you keep that and grow and expand that mindset, because it permeates. Don't put yourself in siphons. Every area of your life has to do with who God created you.
Amen goes right there.
Amen.
Amen.
Dr. Johnson, take it away, sir.
Good morning. I didn't know I was going to be amongst all these preachers, so I feel like I'm in good company. Good morning to you, Dr. Now, and Dr. Kimberly and Erica. It's so good to see all of you, as well as greet your listening and viewing audience this morning. Jeffrey Johnson, professionally, I'm the Chief Strategy Officer for the CDC of Tampa. The CDC of Tampa is a multi-million-dollar nonprofit where we do economic development to support families through affordable housing, workforce development, small business support, as well as youth success. And the organization has been around 33 years. We've done about $750 million of economic development in the Tampa Bay community. So very excited about the work that I'm able to do every day to help shape the community that I'm in through strategy and business support. Before I did this, I was a full-time pastor for 23 years. I could say full-time, but bivocational as well. And stopped pastoring last year. I'm in semi-retirement. I transitioned ministry roles and joined the military as a chaplain, naval officer in 2022, and been very excited about the work that I've been able to do over the years and helping to cultivate the minds of leaders as a pastoral coach, as an executive coach, as a professor and a college administrator. And so those opportunities that I've had has helped to shape me in the community that I deal with today. So very excited to be with you all.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, we have a lot going on this morning. I'm so excited for these guests and what we're going to talk about today. Those are wonderful bios that you gave about yourself. And so that's what we're talking about. It's National Entrepreneurship Month, which I did not even know was a month. Thank you, Dr. Na. And so we are highlighting all things entrepreneurship this morning. So I'm going to start with you, Erica. Come on, some girl power. Because you look great, girl.
Thank you. So early in the morning, gotta bring it. You gotta bring it.
Let's bring it. Okay, so let's talk about your entrepreneurship journey, how it started. What were the steps to get you there? We're really interested, and I see the great things that you're doing now. But let's talk about how it started and what got you into that industry in the first place.
Well, thank you so much, and you look so great too, Dr. Kimberly. You know, I would say that it was someone like yourself and myself having a mentor. What got me into entrepreneurship is sitting under an entrepreneur, and I did not even realize that was the path that I was going to take. But I said, if she can do it, I can do it too. I think the reason that God placed me here in her midst is so that I could be inspired and I could see what it takes to actually get up and run the business. And what I saw was that you work harder than any position of working for, a company, any job that I've had where you get up, go 9 to 5 and you leave. When you leave whatever you were working on, you pick it up the next day. You don't internalize the work. You don't, it doesn't become a part of who you are if that hasn't been your dream or your vision for your life. But and then the next role I had, I started off at, I'm say her name, Kathy Ned from Ned, Detroit. I was a Ned girl. And when I sat under Kathy tutelage, it was just amazing to watch her build relationships and network. Public relations was our start. But listen, whatever you do, no matter what role you have, you are networking, you are doing public relations. Well, I got bit by the financial bug somewhere along that way. And I found another mentor. Her name was Mary Wells, who brought me into the financial services industry. She heard my story. She took me out to lunch. And she whatever I said inspired her to introduce me to the right people who got me licensed and brought me into my first registered representative role. I then moved on to a smaller firm where this lady, we met in the airport. This lady, God just was orchestrating, directing my steps. I met this lady and she just in 5 minutes, the conversation, she says to me, after talking to me, she said, darling, she had a little twang. She said, darling, what if I could show you how to build a financial practice that you would never have to sell again? I said, honey, you had me at darling, you had me at, because she took a liking, she took an interest in me, and she took me under her wing, and she brought me in as a junior advisor in her firm out here in Volume, Michigan. And I work with some of the most high net worth investors. She taught me how to build a relationship so that you're bringing solutions and not trying to sell products. And these folks had need for some very intricate and advanced solutions. And I couldn't wait to be able to do that for my community. And the wonderful thing was, by the time I finished there, I was running the meeting with all of her clients. I mean, she let me run the practice. So by the time I left, I knew exactly what to do to start my own financial planning firm. We've been in business now, been in the industry for over 25 years, but now have my own registered investment advisory firm for over 15 years now.
Wow. Okay. I love it. So it starts with, you get a mentor, you're listening, you're hearing things, and then God begins to orchestrate different things starts unfolding.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we think things happen by happenstance, but it's God already orchestrating these things that he knew you needed to do.
Exactly.
And then he placed this woman in your place, in your way, in the airport, right? We love airport things because we're always going to different destinations.
Yes.
And so I love how God launched you,
Yes.
right in the place where things are taking off. So that is truly powerful, because I was going to ask you, who is your biggest inspiration? And I believe that's who it was. It was Miss Mary calling you darling. Is that right?
Yes. It was these three women.
Yeah.
I just had women who just took me and said, I'm going to help you get to the next level, and I'm going to make sure that you know how, when you get there, how to stay there. Yeah.
Ooh, come on, Naomi and Ruth. Yes, I'm going with you. Yeah. And I'm going to do whatever you do. Okay, I love it. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Na to ask Dr. Jeffrey some amazing questions. And we're just going to go back and forth, you guys, and we're just going to have some fun. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So thank you, Dr. Kimberly. I think you pulled something that I was going to pull about the power of a mentor and the presence of a mentor. I even threw that in the chat. So Dr. Johnson, with that in mind, I think Erica started off and Dr. Kimberly mentioned about how, God orchestrates things, and we know that. Now that's on the divine or divinity side. On the practical side, the entrepreneur in you, starting, we tell people it's not how you start, it's how you finish, but start means something as well, especially when we can have false starts if it's not right. So what are the top 3 habits that every entrepreneur should master early? Like, what are things they should master early?
Yeah, I would just start with myself. 2 of them can be transferable, and one of them has to be a personal place of devotion. The personal place of devotion, number 1, is your set time with God. That has to be a determination that you make for yourself, that nothing will deviate you from having that personal set time with God. And how that personal time looks for you may look differently for me, but it's you carving out that time to be with you and God. I think also that personal time leads into time that you take for yourself. A lot of times, entrepreneurs, leaders, executives, if I may bridge all of them together, they run full steam ahead, and the main ingredient that they forget is themselves. You are absolutely inadequate to anyone else, whether you're doing business, if you are an executive leader, if you are a pastor, whatever that is, you are inadequate to anyone if you're not being fully devoted to yourself. So not only am I spending a devoted time with God, but I'm spending a devoted time with myself. So I will link those 2 together, and that is a personal decision. And then the second thing I would say is time management. Time management is key. Time management is very important because you begin to determine how important and what priorities in your life by how you manage them, how you begin to tackle the things that you are looking to accomplish and do. If your mind is scatterbrained, and most leaders who are visionaries who think in the cloud, our minds are all over the place. So you have to take the time to manage your time and prioritize your time. So those are 2 things. And then the third thing is, I'm going to piggyback on Erica. You have to have a mentor, because if you walk in the room and you have all the answers, you're in the wrong room. And if everybody around you is depending on you, then you need to depend on somebody else. It's almost saying, like, if you are the vase of water that's pouring into everybody else, who pours back into you. There has to be a spigot. There has to be a faucet that is constantly pouring into you. And then you create systems that the people that you're pouring into learn how to pour back into you as well. So you have to have that devotional time with God. You have to have time management. And then you have to have somebody that is speaking into your life that will hold you accountable. Right? We have all of these great ideas, and we've seen this in the spawn of time past COVID, when everyone said, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to take what my side hustle is and I want to make it great. I can get some PPP money, or I can get a small business loan. Everybody just went crazy in COVID. And then you look at the majority of those businesses, they are no longer existing because you started without a plan, you started without a coach, and you started without time management. Your mind was all over the place and no one set you down, or you didn't discipline yourself to sit yourself down to look at how am I going to take the incremental steps to get where I need to go.
I hear you, Doc. All right, so I want to recap that before I toss a question to Erica, and we'll kind of bounce back like that Dr. Kimberly and I will like do 2 set questions, so it doesn't look like we're just asking questions to gender. So what he said was, what I heard Dr. Johnson was,
starting to look that way.
Amen.
Like, I know, right?
Amen.
How it's lined up, but we're about to mix this thing up. About to mix this thing up.
Diversity in here.
I know we got to listen. We're gonna come together in here. But you said about mentorship and the importance of accountability. We could stay on that all day, because we know that when people get grown or when they have an idea or what have you, they got it. And if there are 8 billion people on the planet, then clearly God didn't create you to be in isolation on an island all by yourself all the time. Time management was the second thing you said, and then the thing that jumped out at me was the first thing you said about a personal place. A personal set place and time, basically, with God, and to have time for yourself. And when you said that about having a personal place and set time with God, my mind went to Daniel in Daniel chapter 6. And I know we talk about the fact that God delivered him from the den of lions. And I'm excited about that too. And we can preach that too. But if we're looking at the mentorship and the human resources and the work ethic part of that, I love the fact that the reason why he got there in the first place was because he had a set time to pray that people knew. And in Daniel chapter 6, verse 3, the Bible says that the man had an excellent spirit. He had a good work ethic. You mean to tell me he got to work early, he stayed late, he didn't take 3-hour lunches talking about y'all gonna be all right? No, he had integrity. He had a work ethic. He spent that personal time and a place right by that window, his time with God. So I think that is wonderful. But I think that no context.
This is application. Give us the practical application.
Good.
Come on, jump in, because I know we got a podcast full of preachers. We can stay right there. I'm throwing it out there, so I can be quiet. Just jump on in if you want to, Erica or Dr. Johnson or Dr. Kimberly. Before I move to the next question, you got something to say on that.
Go ahead. Come on. You doing good.
Dr. Johnson, you got something burning your spirit. So
no. I was just going to say, you use that word integrity. That is that internal fortitude in how you deliver yourself to everything you're connected to. Your integrity determines the character of your situation, because that's your personal drive. That is your discipline, that whatever I said I'm going to do it. And people can trust me by that. If you look at Proverbs 22:1, it says a good name is to be desired more than riches. That is the integrity of that. That is the favor that is connected to my name. So when I start helping other people, I cannot help people with principles that I'm not working on myself.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the integrity.
And I just believe that it's the best skill that someone can pick up is that stick-to-itiveness. And I think that also speaks to integrity, because I meet a lot of young folks who are so inspired, as he talked about, that COVID money, and during that time people started businesses, but they didn't have the stick-to-itiveness. They didn't have they think that success is just supposed to happen overnight. And it actually, if you look at my track record, I've been doing this a long time. What you see now didn't just happen. And I remember being where you are, young person, and saying, when is it going to be my time? When is it? When am I going to make it? And so when I sit down with folks, I love to sit down with young folks and mentor and speak into their lives, and I'm trying to get them to come on board and say that, look, watch me do it, and then let's do it together, and then I'm gonna watch you do it. And that's one of the movements of a mentor is I want them to learn how to build a strong foundation first, because if you don't have a strong foundation with those things like integrity, getting up early in the morning, having a schedule, mapping out your strategy, coming up with a calendar that works for how you plan to build your business, and how you plan to manage your financial cash flow, and how you're going to structure your business. I'll sit down with folks who tell me they have a business and they don't have a business account. They have just their personal account, and you're running all your business operations through your personal account. Well, first, you haven't even registered your business with the state of Michigan or your county, or you haven't even gotten a tax ID number. It's foundational things before because if I'm not paying you and you're not sending me an invoice. You need to send me an invoice to get paid so that I can show the paper trail. I do paper trails, so I'm talking about those kinds of things the scripture or the narrative that you just gave, let's put the practical application to what does that mean for entrepreneurship. It means that in the mornings, the Lord is guiding you each day for what you should be focusing on. You hear from God every morning as to what your priority, because it's hard to know what your priorities are when you're first starting your business, what to focus on, where do I focus my activity so that I'm productive, or that at some point I began to see some manifestation of my work, because God knows we need some encouragement. We need to see that there is some fruit to our labor that keeps us going, so that we have, yes, that stick-to-itiveness. And that's what I really want to drive home, because it didn't happen overnight. I remember getting up every day, going and getting up, dressing, putting on my suit, and dropping my children off to school. And they're like, Mama, where you going? Because they knew I didn't have a job, right? They're like, Mom, why are you all dressed up? And I would go and I would sit in that office, and I'm like, okay, Lord, show me what to do.
Wow.
And
I love that. So,
yeah.
So even like you said, even if I don't know what I'm doing next or where I'm going, I'm still going to show up. I'm going to be prepared. I'm not waiting till it happens. I'm going to prepare before I even get there. I love that. And to what everybody was saying, it's the clarity too, right? Oftentimes entrepreneurs just don't have clarity. And I believe that's the bridge between what I prayed for and the progress that I see.
Yes.
So I've prayed for something. I've asked God to reveal something. I've even started working on it, but I'm not having any progress because I don't have clarity.
Yeah.
I don't know where I need to sign up for the business account. I don't know that I need to be spending time and bringing this before God every day. I don't know that I need to get around some mentors and some other people. So I think people will be more successful if they get that clarity in their life. Who am I called to? When people tell me and I say, who is your business for? And they say, I serve everybody.
Yeah.
Well, you can't serve everybody because then you're serving nobody, right? Who is your ideal client? Who are you really trying to focus on? So I love that. So Erica, let's talk. I'm sorry, Dr. Johnson, because Erica, that was wonderful. So I'm gonna jump over to Dr. Johnson while you sip your tea. But what are we hope it's tea? What are some common misconceptions? Oh, Erica got a sipper too. What are some common misconceptions about entrepreneurship, Dr. Johnson, that you want to address? Because you talked about you coach other entrepreneurs, you help them with leadership as an entrepreneur. So what are some misconceptions that you see with entrepreneurship that you can address today?
What I've seen is that entrepreneurs start thinking that everyone is going to support them.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
Because you're an amazing person, because you have this brilliant smile, you're able to talk to everybody, and you're going to launch a business, and everybody's going to stop what they're doing, and they're going to follow you and support you.
Wow.
That is not reality. Erica mentioned something earlier, and I have to say this, Dr. Kimberly. I think what has been a blessing and curse for entrepreneurs in this age has been social media. Because on social media, you see the glamorous picture of people being extremely successful. but you may not see the behind the scenes of what they had to do to accomplish that. And or just because you saw it on social media doesn't mean that it's real, because every image of what success is may not be real. I'm from Jacksonville, so we would say that's flawed, Duval. So a lot of people, they will put up this image of what I want you to see, and it may not be accurate. And so when people start, I want to be like them. I want to have what they have. I want to have the car. I want to have the business. I want to have the employees. I want to have the money. I want to have all of this. And so we start with an unrealistic expectation. Now, Stephen Covey says you begin with the end in mind. Yes, mentally, I begin with that end in mind, but I realize I'm not starting with that. Everybody doesn't have a father like Mr. Trump to where they would give you $5 million to start a business. Everybody doesn't have that, right? So there's some things you just have to have the grit. You have to go and get it yourself. So I think that's a misconception that so many people think that once I start my business, whatever that is. And then I think also entrepreneurs have to really delve in and really cut their teeth to discover, is this something that will be profitable? Is this something that can be scaled? Is this something that can have foundation to it? Or is it just a side hustle that I need to do, beyond my 9 to 5? A lot of people, they start businesses because I don't want to be accountable to a boss. I don't want to be on a 9 to 5. And you may not have the internal disciplines to be an entrepreneur, because if you're an entrepreneur, if you were on 9 to 5, you need to work from 6 to 10. If you're starting, if you're an entrepreneur and you're working a 9 to 5, you have to have in your mind that you're working 2 full-time jobs.
Yeah.
Giving your business the same time and focus that you're giving your day job. And don't leave your day job until that second thing that you're trying to do is able to compensate what your day job was trying to do. And you have money in the bank, capital, to be able to support you. So I think that's one of the things, Dr. Kimberly, if I just go back to that realistic standpoint of just setting that way of knowing what reality is when you start your business.
Oh, he hit all the points, all the good points. I just gotta emphasize that most people they just don't want to work for be accountable to somebody else. That's why they want to be an entrepreneur.
That's true.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, that's not gonna make it. Wow.
Now, I wanted to say Coach Johnson, but then you went to Bishop when you said that people want to just get out there and it just happened and all that kind of stuff, and they want to do the flowery stuff, but not the practical things. But I will stay with Coach Johnson. Thank you. So with that in mind,
stuff behind me. So.
I know you got all of it in you, sir. I told you backstage we want it all. Just come on, we want it all.
Can I just say this real quick, because as being a bishop and a former church planter, some of my sons and daughters and those who, say we want you to support us in ministry, they have this thing. Just like people don't want to be on a 9 to 5, there's some people who don't want to be accountable to their pastor, so they're going to start a church. It is the same principle. With that mindset, if you're just starting something for the sake of saying you're in control, you're not ready.
Yeah, that's a spirit of rebellion. Yeah, it's a spirit of rebellion. And if you have a spirit of rebellion, you won't be successful because you rebel against the principles that require you to be successful. Yeah.
Wow.
I've learned that the hard way. Yeah.
Ooh.
We could go on and on and on, and we have way more questions. But we definitely respect your time. And because one of the things you all said was about time management and things being scalable and profitable. And we recognize that you might not be monetizing from this moment. So we want to do a couple things as we kind of bring this together here. One, we have like a last question for each of you, but we also, after that, would like for you to put your contact information in the chat. So this is what I'm going to suggest. I'll ask Dr. Erica a question. And so during that time, I'll ask Erica. It's okay, Dr. Erica. We put that on there. We had that on the flyer originally. I'll ask Erica a question. And while we're doing that, Dr. Johnson, if you'd like to put your information in the chat, and then that'll give you time to do that. And then when Dr. Kimberly asks your question, sir, Erica, you can put your information in the chat, and we'll just kind of, we could do, this is like our first close, since we have preachers, we got to do about 3 of them. So this is like,
I love it. I love it.
What key are you in? What key? What key do you start in?
A flat. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I know, right? So we said things, and we're kind of bringing it to a close, but we're kind of playing off of one another. So we're not rushing. I don't want you to think that.
Okay.
But what piece of advice, Erica, you can start, and Dr. Johnson, if you want to chime in afterwards, feel free. What piece of advice would you give aspiring entrepreneurs just starting out? And let me kind of expand that a little bit. We recognize that we are all in different places. And so whether we're entrepreneurs starting out, whether we're entrepreneurs in the middle, whether we're entrepreneurs who are doing well at 5 figures and we want to break through that 6-figure threshold, whatever it is, what is it that you would tell people who need to start up, who need to start over, or who need to keep going? What is that advice? I'll shape it that way so it'll be a broader question.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to say something that's relevant to my passion right now. And this is what I'm saying. I'm saying to people, and I'm going to connect with a comment about beginning with the end in mind and scalability. I think those nuggets that were just dropped about scalability is the key, because we have to expand upon that, because most people don't know what that means. What do I mean? What does Dr. Johnson mean when he says scalability? The ability to grow something outside of yourself. That is not, you may be the catalyst, you may be the visionary, but you need to be able to plant that vision into other people so that they can, it needs to be plain and written and understandable so that they can run with it, right? And so scalability, so I am, this is really great. So right now I'm working on, I am scaling my business. That means I'm taking the nuggets, the information, the things that I know, I'm automating it, I'm recording it, I'm creating courses, I'm creating automations where people can sign up and become a subscription services where people can become a client at the level where they're just getting started, or they can become a client where they have their budgeting all together and they're ready to start investing, or maybe they're at the third level where they're ready to start not only budgeting and investing, but they're ready to create some financial plans, and they're ready to do a little bit more because they have a little more sophisticated circumstance. Well, I used to only focus on those who had at least a nice little nest egg. My minimum was 50,000, right? That I would work with for people to start building an investment strategy, working with their retirement and all that kind of stuff. But I needed something that could touch folks who maybe were just getting started with 5,000 or 10,000. And so now I had to learn how to scale my practice, take my principles and my practice management and turn it into something that can be automated and have a life without me. And that created, and in that sense, I began to scale my business. And so people need to learn what that means, when looking at, so the other part of scaling and the end in mind is looking at industries that are the future. People, many of us, we look at the internet, we look at social media, and we look at what seems to be sexy, what seems to be getting all of the likes and the followers, and we're not considering the profitability of that business. Many of us, if there was another pandemic to happen, and we start doing our own hair and buying the nails from CVS or from Amazon, and we're not going to the nail shop anymore, we're not going to the hair salon, and we're not going to those service type things, what are you going to do, nail tech or hairstylist? What are you going to do to continue to grow your business? And so you look at all the other things and all the other ways that people that you can provide products and services to people, that if this service were you weren't able to provide this service, what would people be interested in? And so you should be studying artificial intelligence. You should be studying how to use AI in your business, how to scale your business and provide services that people need. I mean, these reports, these economic reports are published every year on future industries where there's a shortage of people covering those industries, as well as how they're going to catapult you into the future. Like your business could really grow 100 times, 200 times over the next 10 years because there's a shortage in this industry. And so I think people need to pay attention to that.
Wow. I love that, Erica, because you broke it down. Don't just do something that you like or that something you think is going to be profitable. It's what do people need. You even said earlier about solving a problem. Those are the people that make the most money, the people that can solve the problem. And I love that you said there's a report, right, that people can look up. So they need to go in the comments as you put your information there and follow you and connect with you, because you're saying there's a whole report that tells us what's going to be profitable in the future. So real people that are concerned about making money, about building wealth, not just being rich, you're concerned about building wealth for generations that last and last. You need to do your research before you get started instead of saying, I just want to do hair. And I love the beauty industry, so you know I'm all in then. But what did we do when those things shut down? When we couldn't actually touch our clients, many people had to pivot to digital products and webinars and different things that you could do to still reach your client. So I love that you need to have a system. You need to have a strategy more than just, I have a great idea.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Amen.
I love that. Thank you so much, Erica. As you drop your information in the comments, I'm going to give that right over to you, Dr. Johnson, that as you lead and you have these monthly networking events that you kind of touched on earlier, what is it? Let me see how I'm going to say this, because I was trying to tie it into the same thing. But how do we, when we're thinking about systems and strategies as entrepreneurs, it's really the networking piece, right, that you've seen that's really been helpful for people. So when we're thinking about system strategies or even what people want, can we work on our networking and be more authentic? I think that's another problem why people are not scaling and growing, as you touched on. So before we leave, can you help us with that today? Because I know with the program that you have, it's really helped entrepreneurs connect and get speaking skills, right, and learn how to actually present themselves as a brand. So I know I gave you a couple questions in there, but let me know.
Thank you, Dr. Kimberly, for the question. And I'll try to summarize it as much as possible. But I have to start with this principle when it comes to networking, making sure that you're in the right room at the right time. I think for a lot of networkers or a lot of persons, they say, well, I need to go to this event. I need to do that. And I need to do this. That once again comes into time management, right? You want to be on every scene. Sometimes every scene is not where you need to be, but the scene that you need to be in is making sure that you're there when you need to be there, right? I think when persons are starting, networking good events are great. I think it's also the premise of what that networking event is aimed to achieve. Now, if it's something just getting people together to corral them together for you to exchange your information, I think that is great. I'm on the thought that when I go somewhere, I want somebody to pour into me. Not only do I want to meet people, yes, I want to exchange information. I want to find out who's in the room, but I want to leave there learning more about a principle that's going to make me even better. So it's more than just being in a networking room. So I do something every month called Impact Monday. We started almost 3 years ago with about 25 different executives and entrepreneurs. And my goal was to bring executives and entrepreneurs into the same space, because typically they are not. Those executives who are in corporate America, they're doing their thing. And those who are small business owners, those who are entrepreneurs, they're doing their thing. I say there should be a lunch and learn where persons can come together and there could be some transferable leadership skills. So now we built that, and we're at probably 120 different persons that we see every month. And sometimes it's a good mixture that we're not seeing the same amount of people, to where we've seen, since we've started, over 700 different executives and entrepreneurs come through our networking event. But the biggest thing is, once they come, there is something that they're learning that they can leave from the moment, whether that is about communication, whether that's about marketing, whether that is about financial principles, whether they are learning the difference between when you need a bookkeeper and a CPA, and learning different principles, even having mental health support in the workplace. That is very, very important. So that's the reason why I said networking events are important, knowing the right room to be in at the right time, because that's going to help catapult you to where you need to be. That's very, very, very important, because I can be somewhere and it may not be the best use of my time. I want to make sure that I'm in the room. I want to make sure that it's the best use of my time, right? And then also, don't neglect the priorities that you have right now, replacing them with something that you're trying to do. You have to have healthy balance, right? People are always going, always moving. Don't forget the things that you need to do in your life right now. Have a healthy balance. And I think that will keep your mind strong and stabilized through the process.
Ooh, I love it. Dr. Na?
That was a good bunch of advice. So the educator in me wants to pull this together and put a bow on it. And so I thank you both for being on. Hopefully, you would be willing to come back. I have to check with my scouts to see if they're going to let me do this in 2026, and then have my people get with Dr. Kimberly's people. But seriously, hopefully you all will be willing to come back on. This is what I heard, though, the practical sense of it. And so I'm an educator, so I always want to make it practical for people. Out of all that you heard today, entrepreneurs, we could almost sum it up into 3 things. That is, be informed, be intentional, and be in tune. Now, it takes more than that, but be informed to the best of your ability.
Yes.
Both Coach Erica and Coach Johnson shared with us that information is available. So there is no excuse not to be informed. Be intentional. Be intentional about your time, your resources, your game plan, your foundations, who you think your audience is. Be intentional. And then be in tune. You're not just out here all willy-nilly doing stuff because and this looks cool, and it's not going to.
Oh, won't that happen right in
the devil
middle?
Is a liar. You come from out of that computer. You come out, devil.
In tune.
Be in tune.
Right.
All right.
Right.
We got him, though. I know you got power, Dr. Johnson, but we're going to go back to what he said. Be intentional, be informed, and be in tune. I love that. And even in the comments, real quick, guys, before you go, some people, they're tearing up the comment.
Okay.
Somebody said, Rachel said, scalability requires forethought.
Yeah.
And careful consideration of what is required. I love that.
But not only
Rachel.
Dr. Kim, every business, honestly, is not scalable. Let's just be honest. Every business. That's why I say you have to learn the difference between what's a hobby and something that you can grow and build.
Yeah.
Right? And I know a lot of persons, they don't want to think about that. But, just because you like it doesn't mean that everybody else wants it. Right?
Yeah.
Scalability starts with something. It's a product that other people need and they want. So you have to have that tough conversation with yourself. So I'd want to, throw that in there, not to be a bearer of bad news, but every idea may not be scalable. So you want to make sure that you're looking at what you do. Is it something that people want? Is it something that people can take and even build on what you started to do?
That's the definition of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
That's the definition of being an entrepreneur, is feeling a need. Feeling a need, and then that's something someone will pay for. Listen, I knew that I was onto something when I would talk about finances and the stock market and investing in stocks and bonds, and people's eyes would glaze over. And they're like, no, that's that's too much for me. And I say, but that's why you need me.
Oh, I love that. I was going to say, can people reach out to the both of you? Because you ought to be running your idea, running your vision past someone else, because it's something that you like, that you're good at, or even ask people around you, what is it something that you know me for? What is it that you see me that I'm good at? Because it's easy for me, but it's hard for you. So if I solve your problem, you're going to pay me.
Oh yeah, they will pay
Right?
you for
Because
the
I
thing.
solve your problem. So if people can reach out to you, let them know in the comments. Dr. Denisha said, focus on solving a real problem, build strong systems early, and surround yourself with people who push you higher. I
Oh, I
love
love
that.
That's
that.
great.
I
That's
love that.
great.
Right?
Systems.
Yeah.
Yes, the systems are key because that becomes your practice management. Those become your operations. That's how you're not all over the place. You have specific services and your that determines your overhead costs in your business. When you know what your systems are going to be, you're not subscribing to every kind of program out there because you have a specific focus and a laser focus on who you're targeting, who your niche market is, and how you're providing that service.
And
I
I
love that.
dropped this in the chat.
Yes.
I hope everybody can see it. Every city has an organization called SCORES, right? They can Google that. SCORES. SCORES is an organization that's made up of really retired CEOs that they volunteer their time to help beginning entrepreneurs. They will help
Write
them with
that
their
down.
business plans. They will help them with their model, and they will connect them to different banking, structures that may be there.
Ooh,
Right.
that's
So
good.
that's the biggest piece. And Dr. Erica said this earlier, a lot of entrepreneurs just don't know it, right? So they just have, that's why I was talking about social media. It can be good and bad because you would see everything that they're doing, but you need somebody that will help you with the beginning rudiments of how to start your business. A lot of people don't know that it's not a good practice to commingle funds between your personal and your business account. Everyone doesn't know what a P and L is to prepare yourself for capital and funding stacks from a bank. So you have to start at the very beginning. When I get that LLC, when I get my my tax number, my EIN number, where do I go from here? So SCORES is one of those places, and another place that every city or county has is something called SBDC. Small Business Development Corporation. So
Yeah.
pretty much every county has a SBDC. These are free programs that will support you. You can take your ideas to those places and they'll be able to support what you're trying to do, but also be ready to hear some stuff that you may not want to hear.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Ready to
Sometimes we have to unlearn to
shift.
learn. Right. Get that stuff out of our system. These things are not working. I need to be around people who have learned how to successfully fail and bounce back.
Yeah. That's good.
Ooh,
Ready to pivot.
successfully fail and
Successfully
bounce
fail
back.
and bounce.
Yeah.
I love that. You guys have been such a wealth of knowledge today. We are so excited that you're here. And so what we're going to end with really is our last question for real, because Dr. Nelson gave y'all about 3. So this is the last one, is what legacy do you want to leave with people, either whether through your business or what you're providing? I'm going to start with Erica first, but what legacy do you want to leave? And again, for Dr. Nelson and myself, we're so excited that you guys came on for Hope at Halftime. For everybody watching in the comments, continue to comment live or by replay. Their information is in the comments, so you can reach out to them or these other organizations that Dr. Johnson mentioned. But Erica, we really love what you poured into us this morning. So please tell us, what legacy do you want to leave? Because we know this is all about legacy. And I see you branding with your cup and everything else. So what legacy do you want to leave today?
I told you I started off in PR, and so it's in everything that you do, right? People pay attention, not to just what you say, but what you're presenting. It's just so happened that we've been talking about legacy. My pastor preached on the covenant in being in the bloodline, and one of the things that that really struck home with me was that the covenant that we find ourselves a part of it existed before we got here, and it will be here after we're gone. And so our role while we're here during this time is to be a pass through. And so my legacy, I've learned, is my imprint on the future. And so my legacy that I want to leave behind is when people think of me, I want them to think of someone who brought them those financial revelations, showing I just knew that God gave us instructions on how to manage wealth and resources, that it wasn't something that we just get to watch other people enjoy, but that he gave us some principles for being okay with being prosperous as a person, as a people, as a generation. And so my legacy that I want people to remember me for is, my Instagram handle is the financial lady. And I want people to, when they think of me, I want them to think of that she brought us a wealth of knowledge and inspiration to encourage us to be responsible with the things that God has placed in under our management, and to get that information, get informed, so that we can make great decisions, not only just for our generation, but for those to come, so that we can pass them along to our children. Because it doesn't make any sense to build during your time only to lose it in the next generation. So you got to prepare them so that generations to come will benefit from what you have done.
Oh, I love the way you dropped that. And look how the Lord brought Dr. Na back.
Right, yes, there he is.
But hold on, Erica, you said don't just build, and the next generation drop it. I was going to run right there.
Okay.
Because whose responsibility is it? It's us to teach them that we don't just build it for ourselves, but then we teach them how to handle it. Boy,
we're not building it for ourselves. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's good. And we know Dr. Johnson always has his sons riding with him because he be trying to teach them stuff about old school music. But I'm going to let Dr. Na jump in for a second, and then Dr. Johnson, please answer that question. But Dr. Na, you made it back. We're so good to see you. So happy to see you.
I hope I'm here. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yes. It is good to be back. Thank God for technology and all that it does. So I missed part of the praise break, but I caught it on my phone, and so I was keeping up with what was going on. And so my mind went to, I guess, on the statement that Erica made. I heard about Coach Johnson saying everything is not scalable as it relates to that definition and that context, and about building, and where the whole idea of legacy, simply put, is that we're leaving something behind to help others get ahead.
Yeah,
that's the idea, that we are instructed, we are expected to leave something behind to help others get ahead. In a funny context, in the movie, it was Chris Rock was in the movie. I forgot the movie title at the time, but basically he was talking about a wheel, and what he said is that I want to leave behind a wheel and not a won't. Basically something for people, his family or whatever, in the context of the movie, but it jumped out at me because it just made sense for life, to leave something behind to help them keep moving and not to be stuck or stalled. And so we don't do what we do just for ourselves alone, but when we can get out, and this is a whole nother conversation for another day, but when we get out of this concept of consumerism and understand that we're not even just producers, but we're connectors and we're transmitters. God wants us to be connectors and transmitters and connect and pass things along. And so I am grateful that we have 4 examples of that on this screen, but specifically our 2 guests who were tagged for today to share their wisdom. And for our audience that's watching this live and that will watch this by replay, I want you to understand that please don't make light of this, that this is just a conversation. This is conversation that all 4 of these individuals on the screen, we monetize, that we are sowing a seed into you for you to accept it, receive it, and we only ask that you pay it forward and you be a good steward of what you're hearing, and not just, ooh, I like them in those referee shirts. Ooh, and they brought some other people on too. It's not that. We're sharing this because this is a part of our answer, that we want to make society better. We don't have control of what's happening in government. We don't have control of what's happening necessarily in the spirit world, but we do have the Holy Spirit, and we do have gifts, tools, abilities that we can use to occupy until he comes. So that's all I have.
Amen.
Oh, yes. And we're going to let Dr. Johnson give us his legacy, as you are branded as well, sir. Come on. We didn't talk about your business with the glasses. Let's see. I see your T-shirt. What's that?
Oh, wow.
Branded up. He has his own clothing line. He got his own money.
Oh, wow.
Coming to America.
Coming to America. Got his own money.
I love it.
So, Dr. Johnson, please tell us what legacy you would like to leave.
I just would say this to tie in what Dr. Now said and Kimberly. I mean, Erica. Proverbs 13:22 says, "A good man leaves an inheritance for his children."
Yes.
That is not about you. That what you do will affect your posterity, the seed that is connected to your bloodline. So everything you do, keep that in mind. That somebody behind me, that's from my bloodline with my name, should be able to carry the mantle that God has given to me. The legacy that I will want to leave is my mantra that I live by every day is you will win in every area of your life. That is on my signature. When I finish a video, when I will close out a service, that is what I say, you will win in every area of your life. And that's what I believe that God has providentially planted me on this earth to perform, is to help people win and understand life. And I got to bring church into it. I started preaching at 12, started pastoring at 19. And so all of my adult life has been about helping people get to the finish line. And it's not about me pulling them, but sometimes it's me running by them and speaking to them. You can do this. You can win no matter what's going on. God has given me that spirit. Barnabas, that word means to encourage, the spirit of Barnabas, that God allows you to pour into other people. That is not about you. We rebuke the spirit of selfishness, that you're only looking at what you can do to win. I just really believe that when God calls us home, he's going to ask us, what did you do to help somebody else? Did you help somebody else see the kingdom? Did you help somebody else know who I am? Are you the hands and feet of Jesus Christ? Are you the imago Dei, the very image of God? And so you have to take that and put that into every aspect of your life, professionally, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, that somebody is better because of me. And I'm saying, I want people to win in every area of their life. That is my legacy. If you were to talk to my sons, I have 3 sons, they would tell you my father is raising me to be strong Black men.
Amen.
That is what I want my sons to know, that I'm raising them to be godly men. I lay my hands on my sons. I pray with my sons. So what I'm expecting to help other people with, I do it first in my household.
Amen.
Preach, preacher. Listen.
I have to tell y'all, Dr. Kimberley is one of my greatest supporters in ministry. And I don't put out much where I'm preaching. I have a strong itinerant ministry somewhere every Sunday since I stopped in semi-retirement, but not from preaching. And my friend will be there to support me. And so I want you guys to know that what she says, everybody about encouragement, she lives that out, that she is an encourager. So I say that publicly to appreciate her friendship as well as her being an encourager to support other people.
Well, Dr. Johnson, I appreciate you, and y'all, I holler. I will run. See, he toned it down a little bit today, but this is a preacher. Just like, thank you so much, first of all, for the compliment, because I really believe in us being and embodying who we're supposed to be. Even Dr. Na, you know that I love you and your preaching. When we get on here, we'll hope at halftime. And so just the connections that we have. Erica, you my new buddy, my new financial buddy. So when I call you, don't act like.
Oh no, you in there. I'm gonna give you my cell number. I put my business number in the chat, but you get my cell number.
I get the cell, but we need this as people of God. We need this just in general as people. We need to grow and help one another. I love how you said that, Erica. Even us just meeting for this first time, but you're saying how women have to help women. Right? We often say sometimes in our community, we can't work together. They don't like each other. But I just don't believe that's correct. I believe what you put out is what you're going to get back.
It is.
So if we are putting out good, if we are helping one another, we can grow together. And so I'm excited. And I also want Dr. Na to give you your flowers, because he talked wonderfully about you as we were deciding who to bring on the show this morning. So I just love how we're all loving on each other. We apologize for going a couple minutes over, but it's the glory.
Yes.
And when the glory,
listen.
Don't mind us,
outside of time. Outside
we don't want to hold anybody. So if you have to drop off, we appreciate you. But Dr. Na, can you share with your wonderful?
Yes, I received my instruction. I need you to do me a favor, Dr. Kimberly. If you would go to the chat and copy and paste and put Erica's information on the big chat. I was doing that, and then I dropped off simply because I was traveling. and left my charger in Philadelphia. Praise our God.
Oh.
However, I ordered another one yesterday. It didn't get here fast enough, but I too am grateful for this opportunity, this podcast. I am glad to now have connected with Coach Bishop Dr. Johnson. I will be following you when we get off here. I did do a little bit of homework last night, so I saw you and your son in the car doing Frankie, Beverly, and Maze. Look, I was here for it. I was halfway falling asleep last night in the bed like this, but I love.
There is no other way to go.
I love every bit of it, sir. I love every bit of it. And even as Dr. Kimberly said about women, the gross lie that's out there that women can't work together, even as it relates in the kingdom with men not working together and our egos are all over the place or whatever. You know, Dr. Johnson, I'm telling you now, you now have another supporter, because that is what we have to do. And what I've learned is that you never go down when you're lifting someone else up. I mean, just physically, look, your arms have to go, you got to go up physically in order to do that. And so I will be one of those people. And to Erica, I am definitely grateful for you for so many different reasons. But this morning, I am grateful for you for your financial and kingdom revelations. I hope you all heard that, kingdom revelations. And so the idea is that whatever is revealed to you belongs to you. And I appreciate Erica in Hall for making herself available to God to reveal some things to her. So as she releases them, they can now belong to others who will put appropriate works with their faith to make that happen. So thank you to our audience. Thank you, Dr. Kimberly Michelle Purpose Pusher, for all that you do and for all who you are. Are you going to have the last words and dismiss us, or am I just going to keep going? What do you want to do?
I think you did an amazing job. Oh, and Miss Erica, I do apologize for spelling your name incorrectly on the flyer. But to God be the glory. I see it's a C and not a K.
Listen, I'm just glad to be here. Thank you so much for just having me on your mind. That's a privilege, an honor in itself. And can I just throw in one little comment? I wanted to share this. I put it in the chat right here. It says your legacy will be by design or by default. And I just wanted to throw that in because you're going to leave a legacy whether you plan it or not. Ooh. I don't know. I just wanted to throw that in because people need to know that.
I love it. No, you all have dropped some amazing gems today. I know we could keep going because the glory just rests and rules in the Bible.
Yes.
You know,
Thank you.
And so I appreciate all of you. Thank you all so much for giving up your time. We pray that you have an amazing Thanksgiving holiday. We will be back again, viewing audience every third Monday.
The last Monday of the month.
Every last Monday of the month. I think I say it wrong every time. It is every last Monday of the month. We have one more in the month of December. We're so excited that you all enjoyed watching us this morning and our guests. And we do hopefully hope to have them back again in the future so we can talk all things entrepreneurship. But I pray that you all have an amazing time. Dr. Na, would you want to close us out in prayer? Should our guests?
Bishop Johnson, if you would today, close us out in prayer, sir.
May the Lord watch between me and thee, while we're absent from one another. Amen.
I'm going to get you for that. I was waiting for you to pray heaven down, but I'll take it.
As he is semi-retired, we heard at the beginning of the broadcast. You have to catch him when he's on a flyer on a Sunday morning. And so we are grateful for all of you. Thank you all for all that you do. And again, everyone watching live or by replay. What's that, sir?
I say thank you for having us.
Well, thank you. Y'all reach out to them in the comments. We hope to see y'all soon. Have an amazing day, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.